My name is Monica Stokes, and I'm the Marketing and Communications Director for the Crooked Tree Art Center. I'm originally from Boyne City, so I grew up in this area. I've always been interested and excited about the arts. So after graduating high school, I went and studied at the School of the Art Institute of Chicago. I was originally a painting major, but quickly switched over into a writing program, and that led me to a couple different positions in art organizations in the city. I worked from an education standpoint at the Art Institute of Chicago, supporting their family programs, and then from a curatorial and a development standpoint at the International Museum of Surgical Science. But having lived in Chicago for a couple of years, I felt like I needed a different environment. I didn't love the sprawling suburbs in order to get access to nature, so I wanted to move to a place that had a better balance between the things that I love about the city, like seeing lots of live music, access to great institutions and cultural programs, while also just feeling more at ease in my surroundings. So I settled in Traverse City, which I felt like had a good compromise between the two, and started working at the Crooked Tree Art Center in the Traverse City location, supporting their galleries and their grant writing programs. And after a couple of years in there, I switched over and started a position at One Up Web, and that really led to an opening here, and Crooked Tree is really growing and expanding and looking how they can better connect with their audience through a marketing standpoint. I was really excited to bring my experience here to do that. I grew up in this area, and being involved in the arts and interested in them, I was engaged with the Art Center from a very young age. I used to participate in their youth art festival and exhibits starting in elementary school, and now I'm working at a different kind of level, so I have a couple different perspectives about the organization. So I'd say that in my experience working with larger institutions and smaller institutions, the Crooked Tree Art Center has just a wonderful connection to the community. It really is a pillar. And I see the way that even people not necessarily interested in the arts really value and see what it brings to the community. So anything from our pre-professional ballet program that sends students all over the country to really national well-known opportunities, to our exhibitions that bring in national artists. They see the value of understanding our local community better and connecting it with a larger initiative, a larger arts conversation. And my colleagues are always jumping on new opportunities to better serve the community. A good example would be our collaborations with the Blissfest Music Organization. Of course, live music is part of our mission, but really finding connections in order to bring the best of that to our population and to our region. I think that finding those new ways to engage is something that's so integral to my colleagues here. I have a young border collie named Maple, so we love any chance we can get to get on some acreage, to run and to play. That's a day well spent. And I love connecting and growing relationships with loved ones, as well as collecting vintage and antique furniture and decor. My favorite part about working and living in Northern Michigan is probably the interconnectedness of work and life. They feel a lot less siloed in my life here. I think that there's a point when you're living here where you look around and you realize that everyone involved in the community is working to make this home and this life a better place for all of us. And I think before you know it, you are engaged in that effort too. And there's something so special about that. I would say that one of the big reasons I'm drawn to the Crooked Tree Art Center and community-focused organizations is just to see that impact around you. I think in a smaller community level, you really get to identify problems, solve those problems, and then see how that impacts the community around you, which is something that's really satisfying to me. I would really encourage young people to connect with the people around them. There is such a wealth of opportunity here that people are incredibly unique. They have varied experiences, and I think the best part about the people in this area is their willingness to engage and help those around them. So making sure that you're reaching out, asking for support, and continuously learning and growing through those connections. I would also say that you should move confidently knowing that your skill is incredibly valuable to the institutions in this area. This fresh perspective, new processes, new vantage points are going to be so valuable, and you should bring that to the community. I would say that the it factor of Northern Michigan is incredibly simple. It's the beautiful landscape and it's the people. I'm Monica Stokes and I chose the North.